Research from a different perspective, and we were making all these connections and we were starting to write, we realized that this essay wasn't just something that we could use for a Mount Union audience, that it's something that expands to all different areas of society because, as Nick pointed out, we did research from the Center of Disease Control, which said that from the 1960s until now, on average, men and women are approximately an inch taller and approximately 30 pounds heavier than they were in the 1960s. So as a society, we're growing, and the real problem is that we just don't know how to handle it. What are we supposed to do about it? And so our class wanted to go into looking at what specifically people are doing to accommodate classroom sizes to make up for this growth. And so I looked up two different companies. The first is Steelcase, and this is their Node chair model, and as you can see, there are wheels at the bottom so they can be rearranged to be useful for all different classroom environments, lectures, discussions, group work. And then, as you can see, there's a tablet, and the tablet top moves around and swivels around so it can accommodate people of all different sizes. And then this is a company and desk chair model that are made by a company called Howie. And as you can see, they're really useful and convenient because they can be stacked away to make up for, if there's less people in a classroom, they can be put away so they're not in the way. And if there are more, they can easily add more desks. In addition, they're also really useful for the idea of the our growing size as people because they're not cramping people into the locked tablet seats, as you can see, because if you're bigger, you can just scoot back, you're not attached, you're not restricted. And so something that we realized in this class, after looking at this research, we brought it all together, and we realized that this is completely unrealistic, most of these things. The first chair, the Node chairs, which we really liked, were our favorite as a class. However, they were $600 a piece. So, completely unrealistic. And that brings us to some of the information that Blaine Lewis gave us. He gave us some really great information about the chairs in the basement of Chapman, and he said to us, the good thing about them is that you can get a lot of them in a room. The bad thing about them is you can get a lot of them in a room. So, as you can see, it becomes a lot more complicated as we step back. And the deeper issue of our presentation, what we really want to leave you with, is the idea that research does not just have to be the sort of scholarly library work that we sort of think of when we hear that term. Sometimes in creative nonfiction, you do need to do that, but this isn't always the case. Also in creative nonfiction, it's really important to make human connections and look at different perspectives. And so we want you guys to know, if you're at all interested, that Chapman will be on is now on the priority list to replace the desk in the basement of Chapman. And we want to leave you with this question: is this a problem that we can continue to sit on? So we want to open this up to your comments, if you have any comments and questions that you have, either about creative nonfiction or the desk chair.